everybody. I'm your host, Charlene Shirk, and welcome to Digital Champions, where we speak to some of the most innovative thinkers in the digital space. And joining us today from North Carolina is Spence Hackney from Proclaim Interactive. Spence, thanks so much for joining us today on Digital Champions.
Hey, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Oh, it's our honor. Tell us what you're doing over there at Proclaim Interactive.
Well, right now we're not enjoying the snow. I'll say that.
Oh,
We were all bummed we didn't get any. But yeah, I mean, we're having a good year. Things started out fast and furious 2022. I think a lot of people in the same boat. So we're hiring. If anybody's looking for a gig.
and so talk to me a little bit more about when your clients are coming to your particular clients that you're serving, what are they coming to you to fix, to address? What's their big need from you?
I'll say what we hope people are coming to us for is for future growth. And so at the end of the day, what we're hoping people do is to carve out some portion of their budget to invest in making this thing that they have stronger, better, larger, more effective in the future. And a way to do that is marketing. And the marketing is really all about, acquiring new business that is at some point going to pay off in the future, or new supporters or new donors, or whatever that thing is. And so what we think people are coming to us to solve is, how do I invest that well? And so maybe I have this budget now, but I'm not sure how to actually put that to work so I get a return on this marketing investment.
And do you only advise them on just like where to put your dollars in terms of marketing, or do you also work with them? I know some, small to medium businesses, when they come for help, they need more help than just marketing. Sometimes they need a business plan, or they need a direction. Yeah. What other services do you offer?
That's a great point. We think of it like a chain. There's a chain from just concept to completion. And what we look for when first thing on a client is, where's this chain broken? Right? Is it the sales process? Is there a conversion problem? Is the messaging, kind of how we're even describing our product, a problem? Do we really not even understand what our product is, our service is, and how it fits in the market? And so depending kind of what we see, we'll apply different solutions. So we've got a really strong sort of brand strategy. We call it message architecture. Really, it's how you describe your product to the market offering that solves, if you're really struggling in that piece. There's some consulting we even do on the sales process end to improve close rate, kind of train your sales force, those sorts of things, in addition to the more traditional sort of marketing tactics in the middle. So really, we've got some services that bolt on either end that can solve problems, at other points in that conversion chain, so to speak.
So we're talking a lot about investment and budgeting and marketing. I would think the economy right now has got to be front and center of something that you're working with your clients on, to do some forecasting and how to prepare and how to be proactive versus reactive down the road. Yeah,
we've had a lot more employer brand conversations of late, where a lot of recruiting conversations, and recruiting, it's hard to start that if you don't have an employer brand to back it up. And so we're doing what we can to help clients invest in that now, kind of for the future. And the other piece of it is just the inflation piece matters, and supply chain thing matters. So we've got some clients that just, can't get the raw materials to make the product. And so we're here to help them try to pivot into something else. When COVID first started, it was, helping a metal rack manufacturer pivot into making PPE products. And now it's, helping somebody that can't get imports in, that is kind of a wholesaler, pivot into another way to do their business. So yeah, we do participate in that. I wish I knew what the pivot's going to be next year, but we'll see.
So, but this is the part of the show where I always ask, what's your best tip? But I feel like you've given us such good information. So I want to ask you about something I saw on your website. There's this orange bell that's kind of like ring for service, hire us. But there's a little origin story of that. Can you tell us that before we wrap up?
Yeah. So I grew up in the middle of nowhere in a place called Chatham County. And there was a store there called the Farmer Supply that we went to like every week or two. And I was a kid, but my dad would walk up, ring the bell, and this guy would come out, and he would ask us not, hey, what do you want to buy? He would say, hey, how are your cows? Did the pond clear up? how's the hay coming in, what problems are you having? And he knew us, he knew our problems, and what he wanted was to help us succeed as a little family farm there, right? Now we had good products, but he knew us, and he wanted us to be better. And that is when we first started, 20 years ago. Every staff person that came on kind of heard that story, and I was like, that's how I want you to treat our clients. Like, we've got to want to make them better. And so now we have this orange bell that sort of symbolizes that. We still tell all new hires that story. And we have this make it better kind of mantra, which is we won't work for a client unless we think we can make them better. We won't hire somebody unless we think we can make them better by them working for us. And we also just started Reclaim Accelerate to try to make our community itself better in the process. But it all stems from that idea of being very vested in the success of the people you work with. Because, at the end of the day, we're all in this together on some level. We're all, we rise or fall, our success or failure together with our client.
Well, I love that story. It's like just old school, neighborly, caring. How you doing? How can I help? Well, Spence, thank you so much for joining us today on Digital Champions. All great stuff.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
All right. Stay warm out there. Well, if you'd like to learn more about what Spence is doing over there at Proclaim Interactive, you can check him out at dailyadbrief.com. I'm your host, Charlene Shirk. That's going to do it for this episode of Digital Champions, and we look forward to learning something new with you next time.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.